What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review. This is CCW, and I'm Nick.
And I'm Joe.
And we're talking about AEW Dynamite for January 7th. And it was a eventful show that also was not very eventful. It's a mix of some good, some bad.
Yes,
Things
it was a very up and down show.
things that surprised me that I didn't expect to be as good as they ended up being. Things that I thought would be better that didn't
That didn't
live
end up
up
being that way.
to what I was hoping for. Jim Ross gets welcomed back to start the show, and let me tell you guys, Jim Ross is my favorite commentator of all time. All time. He is the voice of 98% of my wrestling memories. Him and King for that matter. But I wish this man would stick to backstage things now.
Seemed like a grumpy old man today.
He seemed kind of grumpy. He's older. He doesn't get into it as much as he used to.
Well, he doesn't vibe with this style of wrestling. Let's just call it what it is.
There's that too. But I just think it's also more, even if he went back to WWE, I'd have the same feeling. He's old, and he's not able to exert the type of energy that we spent 30 years listening from him.
Yeah.
But I still love the man, and I'm glad to see that he's doing well. So there's that.
Well, he's doing well enough to make a appearance in his hometown.
Right.
He clearly doesn't get around very well anymore. He was walking down the entrance ramp, and I was like, somebody needs to help JR to his chair because it was looking a little iffy on that ramp.
Right. Shout out to the new Dynamite setup. I like the way it looked.
I mean, they've done that setup before.
Well, not that specific one.
Sure, they have.
I was looking on Twitter. No one else has seen it. A lot of people are congratulating them on the new look.
Maybe it's just so similar to everything else it doesn't even register. Because it looks maybe it's more like their pay-per-view setups for things, but they've done the wide screen and the short screen before.
Well, I mean,
I feel like
that's every wrestling promotion. There's a widescreen.
that's true, 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 and maybe that's why it just rings so hollow for me.
So we start off with backstage earlier today segment, and apparently Jet Speed were attacked backstage, and I immediately was like, then why the fuck are you telling me? Why are we not watching it happen? Like, why have we lost this in wrestling? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Immediately, listen, guys, for those of you that don't know, I was in a 6-hour work meeting. So I was very spicy at the beginning of this fucking show. Oh man, I was not happy. I was so pissed. And then this dude named Jake Doyal comes in, and the only thing that pops in my head is, "Oh, Doyle rules." And
Doyle rules. Doyle rules.
and I had no.
That's
I believe that's
Billy Madison.
I think it's Billy Madison.
Nice.
So I know who it is now that I've been on Twitter.
It's Jake something.
Yeah. I didn't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't even technically.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't know who technically that is either. Here's what I do know. Him and Mark together look like they might beat some people's asses, and I'm excited for them as a team. They were both very aggressive.
They're gonna get fed to the Bucks.
Probably.
And it's gonna be like a 3-week push.
But What makes this all super interesting is Jake Something has been getting advertised for TNA's promotion for their TV stuff uh, all this month as they've been doing it,
Yeah, I know he
and
don't work there no mo.
his contract was already up January 1st, but they were still using him as promotion.
Well, that's like Chris Jericho's still on the roster page on AEW, so they're still acting like he's still there too. So
That is true. That is true.
you are until you aren't anymore.
At first, I just thought it was Mark Davis's long lost twin brother because the motherfucker looked just like him, and I was so confused.
He's beefy and he's got dark hair and a beard.
Um, but no, I've never been a fan of shit happening off camera and us being told about it. Never. I hate it.
Well, if they showed them get beat up, then they wouldn't be able to come out for the save during the match. Spoilers.
Yeah, they could. It's never stopped anyone before.
Well, that would imply that they would have to sell.
I've watched
and all that
motherfuckers
stuff,
get
too.
taken to a hospital and come back in the ambulance. That ain't a fucking excuse.
They went to a local medical facility, not a hospital. Okay, you can't say hospital.
Now you can. Now you can.
The man who owned that pet peeve is no longer in the business.
And then our first match is. You really want to keep pissing me off, AEW. You do things like have what are called eliminator matches because I don't think they should ever exist. It's a stupid concept.
It's a WWE concept.
Well, so here's the thing. Technically, there have been tons of eliminator matches that aren't labeled as such. They're just typical matches. But at least when they're just typical matches, it's like two people wrestle, and if somebody happens to pin the champion in that match, then all of a sudden you have a right to be like, hey, look, I pinned the champion. I should get a title shot. That gives you a chance to write a story around it. You can't write a story around this because it's just like, oh, if you win, cool, guess what? 50-50 booking.
Oh, guess what? It sounds like an AEW problem that I've been bitching about for a while.
I've been bitching about it just as long. I've never liked eliminator matches.
I don't like the way Tony books nearly 100% of the time. Not quite 100, but
Now, I don't have a problem with the way this match was booked at all.
no, I'm just talking about the overall booking of the shows
Right.
with the eliminator matches and things like that and finishes.
But I think
The wrestling is usually really good.
well, the wrestling was fine. The finish was fine. I liked that they had Mox win.
Well, yeah, because now he doesn't have to fight Shelton,
Again,
who looked very slow tonight.
he did. So my notes for this were literally on one hand, well wrestled match. On the other, there's a few things that I'm not a fan of. There was a period of time where Shelton hit Mox with like 52 German suplexes doing his best Lesnar impersonation, and that's not Shelton.
I mean,
No, he hits suplexes. Lots of different suplexes, but this motherfucker hit like 32 straight German suplexes.
yeah, he was harnessing his buddy Brock.
Yeah, no. And then we get Mox kicking out of his actual finisher, which was the pay dirt, which I think is the first time I've personally seen him do it in AEW, because usually he's been finishing people with super kicks.
Super kicks. Yeah, it's just a jumping flatliner.
Right. And then Shelton kicked out of the paradigm shift, and we bitch enough about already being mad about people kicking out of finishers all the fucking time.
Yep.
All this for Shelton to get a triangle choke in, and then Mox
get rolled up in it,
putting all his weight on Shelton, and Shelton can't kick out because Mox is apparently heavier than Shelton. Like, I'm supposed to believe that Shelton, who I have watched do absolute insane shit, is going to get cleanly overpowered by Mox.
The lighter man, because they build Shelton at the start of the match at like 260. Mox ain't 260.
Right. And then of course he gets the 3 count within 5 seconds of the match ending in a tie, so that he would get the title match anyways. Like, I don't like they try too hard with this shit. That's not necessary. I don't care that Mox won. I'm glad Mox won, because if you're going to have him do the whole fighting champion thing, I don't want to see him 50-50 booking it with everybody he runs across. Right? Like,
True, but just Why does everything have to be a roll up? Why does everything have to be down to the fucking deadline?
Right.
Shelton's not going to get pushed as a single. Why couldn't this just been a good match with a clean finish?
And then I keep hearing about fucking Bobby Lashley being injured.
Hmm.
Does anyone know what happened? Like, was it ever
They're not going
explained?
to say no.
Because
They
he's
haven't
not
said anything.
injured. That's
Who
all.
knows what he's doing?
Maybe probably filming a movie. I don't fucking know. But like, I don't believe he's injured. I could be wrong. I haven't seen Sean Ross Sapp say anything about it, and I might be wrong, and that's fine if I'm wrong. But like, no one has described anything that's actually happened with this man.
He could have got hurt working out. I mean, there's a litany of things that it could be.
Um,
But
and listen, we had a cold player lose an entire year because he punched himself in the face. Like shit happens. I don't.
yeah, according to the internet, dealing with a legitimate undisclosed injury.
I hate undisclosed injuries. Just put them out there. Don't do it. You know what? Don't put it out there because then maybe we don't have to watch somebody aim for that injury when he comes back for fucking 6 months. Um, but no, I just like I in my notes I said I'm glad they pulled the trigger and had Mox actually win, and I don't even mind that he won clean. I hate the way that he won clean, but I don't
Yeah,
mind that he
hit
won
a
clean.
finish, beat him with your finish, and be done. To them,
But
yes, the result was clean, but because they have to be clean for the Continental title,
right,
which is another thing that bothers me. So you can have every other match for all the more important titles just be a fucking hodgepodge of fucking mess, but this belt is going to be the belt that's the clean belt.
yep,
That's annoying.
it is. I agree. Oh, don't worry, we'll bitch about belts in another video very soon.
Yes, we will.
Um, overall, like I said, a decent match. They wrestled well.
It was fine.
Uh, Shelton was gassed.
Yeah,
So
they
somebody
both could do better.
somebody had noticed that apparently he came out and he had what looked like tears streaming down his face. Uh, and it looked like he was emotional coming out. And he did chime in on Twitter about 40 minutes ago as of this recording. He was like, "Hey guys, thank you all for the worry, but I don't do emotional. I hurt people." He's like, "But sometimes before matches, I pour water on my head and water drips down my face."
I was not crying.
um, Backstage, Darby's scrolling through on his skateboard and looking for somebody, probably Pac.
Yeah, they even say Pack. He's
Yeah.
looking for Pack.
And then match 2 is the trios match, right? The Demand versus Jack
Match of the
Perry.
night.
And I put in quotes probably the Bucks because, predictability. And I was right.
Yeah, it's
Um,
stupid because they were gone what 2 weeks.
yeah, they had to take time off for injury, but they were gone 2 weeks. Listen, I'm not complaining because this match was a fucking banger. I don't know where this Jack Perry has been.
Uh,
Because
off TV.
I've always been okay with Jack Perry in terms of like I don't think he's a bad wrestler. He just hasn't had much of a personality. But like this was a step up from what we normally see him do performance wise in a ring.
Yeah, his wrestling's never been his problem. It's his gimmick.
Right. Now there are some things that I thought were really cool. Granted, all three of the faces in this match are like $120.
Yeah.
I did get to watch Toa Leona Samoan drop all three of the motherfuckers at once, and it was really
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Dude, this entire match, like the GOA didn't hardly take any bumps. They
Right.
caught some people for some dives and stuff, but like the person doing all the bumps was Ricochet. Ricochet bumped his ass off for these guys.
Yeah, he did. Jack Perry did the smoothest move I have seen this man ever fucking do in my life. He did a backflip out of the corner into a German suplex on Ricochet, and it was
Yep.
like the smoothest.
It was fluid.
I was like, "What? Where did this come from?"
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it's just he's so good or Ricochet's just really good. I think it's a combination, but yeah, Ricochet bumped his ass off, dude.
The faces end up winning with like a collection of triple threat moves. I fucking loved the match, and I agree. This was my match of the night. I was hoping it was going to be the main event that doesn't actually exist. Whatever, we'll get there.
Yeah, stupid match.
But no, this one stole the show for me. I really liked this. It was
Yep.
really well done.
It
And
was
look,
high spot heavy,
I got
but
I got
everything made sense.
I got to watch GOA wrestle and not do their dumbass finisher. In fact, they did a tag team move that should be their finisher.
Yeah, the oh god, it's almost like a it's a cutter essentially. It's like it's like a reverse 3D,
Right.
but it's like a pickup cutter. It's a pickup cutter move,
Like it
which
was
is
cool.
way better. Yeah, I agree.
And then post match, I actually liked the post match too. So
I do too.
Davis and Doyle came in and just started beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
Which was super cool. And then Jet Speed came out, limping and gimping, to try and help. The lights go out, and the other new old member of the Don Callis family is back. Andrade's back, boys, which popped me. Look, the crowd didn't cheer near as much as I did.
Yeah, everybody knew it was just a matter of time. But
Oh,
I'm
we
glad
knew.
he's back.
I'm glad he's officially through the contract bullshit and is able to be on TV.
Yeah. I just wish it wasn't with the Don Callis family.
Right. Now, my problem is the only other group that I would rather him be with would also mean he would be teaming with Sammy, and I would rather him be with the Don Callis family.
I would rather they just make the trade.
It would be a good trade. It would be a good
I
trade.
agree. I think Sammy and his attitude and his heelish ways meshes better with the Don Callis family than it does with Los Ingobernables.
Right. But I would wait on the trade if you can because Rush's out hurt, and Dralistico is out hurt. And I wouldn't want it to just be Andrade and Mortos.
True. Although that'd be a cool tag team that they could have in the tag team division that's not fucking Ring of Honor.
It's true. But yeah, so Andrade's back. He helps the Don Callis family, and then for some reason,
FTR
FTR
comes out.
rolls out,
Stoke.
Stoke in his
Stoke
wheelchair, and they just stare at Andrade. Andrade looks at them confused, and then they go to the back. And I'm obviously
I'm down with an Andrade and FTR faction.
we'll get more for that at some point.
Collision probably.
But it definitely left me going,
Huh?
what the fuck was that for? All right, because I don't even know if they had history. They were like, oh yeah. They said something about Andrade and FTR having something in the past or some shit like that, and I was like, cool, news to me. We get an in-ring segment, which was actually pretty fun. Willow Nightingale comes out and celebrates with the crowd. She says she's happy to be back with her friend Stat. That made me almost vomit. And then she invited Mercedes to come out and crash the party because she knew it was going to happen anyways. Hey, look, a face that knows how wrestling works.
I know, right? Not a dumb one.
Mercedes comes out in all white morning gear, so she's the New Day. She eventually, like, Mercedes or Willow tries to explain to her. She's like, look, you had an extremely long reign as champion, but I got my title back, and you know I had to step up to do it, so thank you for that. And then Mercedes lost her shit. So she started like pulling shit and flipping shit and table flipping, and then you see Stat kind of walk off with the cake before she was able to flip the table, and immediately you're like, yep, Mercedes is about to eat that cake.
She ate it multiple times.
Yeah, she did. She gets tripped and gets a face full of cake, which almost ended up being our thumbnail, except it looked really weird in not so pleasant ways, so I didn't go that route. And then she got powerbombed into it by Willow. So,
Yeah, it was good shit.
man, that Mercedes creative control is amazing.
I know. I know. She's just pushing herself to the moon, ain't she?
Yeah, she is, man. You know, that's everyone wants to book themselves to look like a complete idiot. That is everyone's goal in life.
That's mine. That's mine.
Had a lot of fun with it though. We get a weird at home vignette. I say weird because like I like this Briscoe because again, he wasn't super over the top in this whole segment, but like, why are we
It
doing
was
this at home?
long and rambly.
But he's like proud of Willow. He's like conglomeration's all strapped up. Um, and then he's like, it's been too long since I whooped another man's ass, and I'm like, it's been like 3 weeks, dude. It ain't been that long. Come on down.
Right? Pay-per-view was just a few weeks ago.
And yeah, he says he's gonna whip Hechisaro's ass. So apparently he can't get out of the Don Callis vortex either. Neither can we. It's okay. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
So glad to see you.
Not a bad segment. You're right. It did run a little too long. But what are they gonna do? Shorten that and give us another 3 to 4 minutes of not much happening in the main event?
Yeah. What? We'll
Back,
get there.
Backstage segment. Tekla challenged Stat and the Babes of Wrath to a trios match. Tekla should talk more and never let the Sisters of Sin talk.
Agreed. It's what I've been saying for weeks now.
Rumor is, by the way, this is for the AEW Women's Trios titles.
Don't say that. Shut up. We're going to talk about belts after this. Tune in for that, kids.
This is 2 weeks in a row that I've made a joke about AEW adding new titles of some sort. And it's probably eventually going to happen.
It's plausible, and that's what's annoying about it.
What was the last group of titles? I made up another. Oh, the mixed intergender tag team titles.
Yeah, you said they were going to, due to the success of the Mixed Nuts Challenge, that they were going to have mixed tag belts.
Oh no. Anyways, where were we? Oh, during this conversation, they kept calling Stat fake and said that eventually she's going to betray her friends, which is a fun play on everything Stat's done in the past. Because Tony doesn't know how to book Stat, which is fine because Stat doesn't know how to talk. It's kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, at least she's not saying she's from the Andromeda.
Yes, she is.
Again. Not.
She did the whole
specifically.
stupid alien thing.
She's still doing the alien thing, but she's being billed from her actual hometown, which is somewhere in New York.
Yuck. So then we get match 3, which is Sammy Guevara versus Hechicero, and I want you guys to understand. Was it or Bandito? Why did I write Hechicero?
Because you just talked about Hechicero.
So it was
he gets the Mark Briscoe match.
It was Sammy Guevara versus Bandito, and this match was better than it had any right to be because Sammy's involved. But he didn't almost kill anybody. He didn't almost kill himself.
Well, he busted himself open.
Look, the stupid shit happens. All right, I've watched people get cuts on their arms and shit. It happens. But
it was his nose.
Every time he went to go catch Bandito for something, he was where he was supposed to be. And that's what I look for out of a Sammy match at this point because I'm always worried he's gonna murder somebody. If he can stick like that, I have no problem with him being a mid-card talent because I've never been a hater of Sammy Guevara until he started hurting people.
I just don't like him talking. His voice just is. It's like needles in my ear.
I like Miami evil laundromat owner Sammy because it's comically
pencil mustache.
It's comically overdone. Did you see the picture I sent you where somebody was like smack that thing on Sammy's lip?
Yeah. With Sammy in the shot, it was perfectly framed.
Yeah, it was. Oh man. Sammy hit a pretty good cutter on Bandito. It's the same one that Cody tried to hit on was it Javon Evans and then when they wrestled each other and they both completely missed each other?
Yep.
No, because Bandito didn't bounce off the ropes like never mind. It's similar though. But he hit it. I was happy for him.
Similar enough move.
Sammy also did Logan Paul's flipping DDT, which made me laugh because Logan Paul does it better, and that's what makes me laugh because it's Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And Bandito won with a 21 plex, which is becoming the most hated move for me in AEW because everyone
the setup sucks.
Everyone stands there like they're just going to take it in the ass. And
later with his coat flipped up and his booty just sitting there on the left side of the screen.
And we'll get to the MJF part of it too, because he stood there for a long time waiting to take it in the ass.
Long time.
And I'm just like, at what point do you just get up and say, dude, I can't stand like this anymore? Like, I don't, I don't feel comfortable. But no, I said as far as the match goes, pretty decent match. I expected worse. Sammy didn't hit anyone or hurt anyone. Didn't almost hurt anyone. Protected his opponent. Good outing. We can move on. Because I'm not gonna give him. I'm not gonna put trust in him after one match. You have to go out there and do stuff like that more. Unfortunately, that also means I'm gonna have to see you more often. I don't really want that. But
No, stay in the Ring of Honor.
keep not hurting people. That's what we want to see. Post match,
Yes. Yeah, please don't hurt people.
MJF comes out with someone. I don't know. Apparently, everyone knows who this man is. I do not.
I've seen him before. He's clearly a wrestler. He took bumps, so
Yeah.
they're not just going to send anybody out there. But this was a pretty good segment until the end.
He's a translator. MJF says that he beat Mystico, was the CML world champ, and he's a lucha legend and a bigger star in Mexico than Bandito ever will be, which had me laughing. And then like the translator would go through and say stuff in Spanish, which I'm pretty sure has nothing to do with what he actually said. That's the vibe I'm getting, because he was definitely saying names and stuff that that MJF never said.
Yeah, his name is John Cruz. He's also a wrestler.
At some point, Bandito cuts off dude, and is like, "I can speak English, dumbass," which made me laugh. MJF kicks him in the nuts, takes his ring, and I thought what this was going to lead to was him putting the ring up like we
The
had
ring
predicted.
against the title. That's what I was hoping for.
I
'Cause
almost.
I want Max to have the ring for some reason.
You're obsessed with him having the ring because
Just
he's the only one that's had
just
it.
fits his gimmick. Well, he still comes out with one.
I know. I honestly would like him to move away from that gimmick, and not because I want Bandito to have the ring. I actually don't give a fuck about the ring. I wish they'd get rid of it.
Exactly. If he can't use it for his gimmick, they need to just go the fuck away with it.
But I'm just I was worn out on that being a part of his gimmick 6 months after I was watching the fucking show. Like he's just, it's constant. He's always using the ring to win. It's almost as annoying as dude. What's his face? It's almost as annoying as William Regal using brass knucks to win. I just
It's a heel thing.
there's only so much of, and it's fine for me. Like I'm fine with it being something that's done every once in a while, but when it's a crutch for your character, that's when I have a problem with it.
The man used to do a kangaroo kick. Okay.
That is way more better.
No, that is not.
Yes, it is.
No,
winning,
that is not.
winning with a float over headlock is way better than hitting someone with a ring. Okay.
Well, he hit him with the ring first and then did the headlock.
Listen, no.
One and the record books are going to say MJF pinned Darby Allin with headlock takeover.
But no,
That was an awesome match and an awesome fucking. That was a great match.
MJF ends up kicking him in the nuts, takes his ring, goes to punch him, but punches the translator instead. Bandito kicks MJF in the nuts, gets the ring back, does the 21 plex to the other dude, and the entire time MJF is just bent over the other rope. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
huh?
Awkwardly.
Yeah, awkwardly. This isn't like, this one was almost inviting, and I'm like, all right, look, I know better. I've seen his wife. Okay.
Tits McGee.
And then like, maybe this is what I hate about Bandito doing it all the time too. Is like he doesn't just do the move; he always has to shoot at them with his finger guns. Pew pew. You can't finger me, Meg. Or finger bang. You can't finger bang me. That's the quote. But yeah, he does the little finger gun thing, and then he does like, dude, just do the fucking move. As a matter of fact, you ain't even got to run off the other ropes. Just fucking do it.
It's one of those things where his move has to be set up, and
It almost takes you out of it.
yeah,
It looks cool
yeah.
when it's finally
Sure.
done.
But it's gymnastics, right? It's if you were in that position, why wouldn't you just
If I was in that
like,
position, I better be making
move.
better money.
yeah, why wouldn't you just move? Oh, he just jumped onto my back. I'm just gonna roll out of the way now.
Like, it's cool when people do, like, he did the 21 plex the first time to Sammy, and I love that Sammy flipped out of it and was like,
Right.
no, sir. With that
Because at the
ugly
end of
ass
the day,
mustache.
it's just a springboard German suplex.
Right. And then my last note was, yeah, I really hate the 21 plex. Match 4, actually ends up being my stinker of the night. Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. Can you guys guess why it's
Yeah,
my
it
stinker of the night?
was because Marina Shafir.
Because Marina Shafir. And then like the
Tony
death,
tried. Tony tried.
and then the division get involved. I mean, the Death Riders get involved.
I love how you keep saying the division.
The division. Well, I did that on purpose here.
I know.
But yeah, so the Death Riders get involved. They get the DQ. Tony wins, and then Roderick and OC come out to help. One of the things I will say that I did like that was happening in this match, it was one of the few things I thought was really cool, was Marina Shafir was dancing with Tony and then using it to beat the fuck out of her, which was fun. But that's it. Like, the rest of this match was boring.
Yeah, they gave Marina a lot. Tony didn't have hardly any offense in this match.
Roderick and OC come out. It takes OC like 6 minutes to finally get to the ring, because whatever. The Death Riders start to leave, but Claudio comes out and gets ready to fight. Like, he pulls his shirt off and is getting ready to get into the ring. His people hold him back. And then OC spins.
Yeah, he's about to fight Roddy.
Yeah. And then
Roddy still got something going on.
OC spins both Tony and Mina into his arms. And then Mina looks like she doesn't want to be excited about it, but it looks like her breath is being taken away.
Yeah, she's getting into it. They're a throuple now.
That's so weird.
It is.
This whole segment was pointless. Backstage, Renee's talking to Pac, and Pac is like,
I hated this.
I'm not here to oblige. I can't even fake Scottish or Irish accents, guys. It's terrible.
English.
That too. It doesn't matter. It's pick it. I'm pretty sure. Isn't he Scottish?
He's English.
Is he English?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
You're probably right. I said, where is Neville from? Because I don't know. Pac's not his real name either.
Yeah, he's English.
Probably from... Okay, yeah, he's from the UK. Look, all y'all motherfuckers sound the same for me, all right? Just like we all sound like Hicks.
Wow. You broaden the viewership.
No, I should have understood the difference. Because I do like Irish people, but you can't understand them at all.
Just when you thought he was going to say something slightly less.
Anyways,
in his Midwestern ass accent.
Yes. But I absolutely sound like I'm from Texas to most people that live in the UK. It's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see that at all.
Yeah, neither of us do. It's fine. Listen. I've been told that plenty of times. It's all right. So Darby's like, I want a match, and Pac's like, no, I'm not interested. And then Darby attacked him, which I didn't see coming, by the way. Totally being sarcastic. He ends up putting his leg in the door, which is the only cool thing that happened this entire setup. And he was like, look, I'm gonna break your ankle. I'm gonna break your ankle. And then Pac's like, fine. And then the rest of the
I hate this.
The rest of the crew showed. Dude, I hated 95% of it, other than the threatening to break his ankle. I liked the threatening. Like, listen, at least try to sound intimidating, and that's fine. But the rest of this was so stupid. Like hitting him with the smoke out of the fucking
the fire extinguisher.
The fire extinguisher. I'm like, ugh. Like, I liked it more when you tried to blow people up. Okay.
Yeah, this seemed very juvenile for a Darby thing.
But I do agree they need to have him beat Pac, but I would have had him go on a different route to get here.
What is it going to matter, though? Oh, yay, he's finally beaten all of the Death Riders.
Yeah, that is his main goal, and then he can find something else to do. Look, just because you don't care about the story doesn't mean other people don't, because there are people that actually really liked this.
That's unfortunate for them.
Um, I
Because their matches aren't good either.
eh, Darby has fine matches with people, and him and Pac. Listen, if Pac continue, because I blame their last meetings that the two of them had together on Pac specifically, because Pac was doing the John Cena heel thing. Um, if Pac can wrestle as Pac should, they'll have a fine match. But he can't come out there and try to slow everything down and do the slow beatdown shit. That's boring Pac. It just is. And unfortunately, that's been 90% of how everyone's wrestled in the Death Riders except for Cesaro. Look, old habits die hard, guys. I know he's been Claudio for fucking ever now.
Good old Cesaro.
But he was Cesaro for many, many moons.
Like 15 years?
Yeah. But no, I both agree and disagree with you. I don't think it was absolutely terrible, but I was not a big fan. And I do think he should have gone a different route to get here. I don't think he needed to rush beating Pac. I think he should have went and did something else and eventually found himself found himself in position to take Pac out specifically.
Yeah.
And then we get listen, here's okay. So then we get our unsanctioned lights out match, which Joe had me laughing. And he was like, "Why did they turn the lights out?" It's like, because it's a lights out match, Joe. That is the
No,
definition.
So that's fine. Usually, what they do is they black out the arena,
Right.
but they keep the lights on the ring so you can actually see the match.
Unfortunately, they weren't even in the ring, so you still wouldn't have been able to see had they turned the lights on in the ring.
It wouldn't have mattered. The fucking spotlight that they tried to use multiple times in the show was a joke.
Well, was the spotlight a joke, or was whoever they had hired to run it just not able to keep up with what was going on? Because
Regardless, it made them look second rate, which is my problem with this show.
now, match starts with a spotlight for some reason, and then eventually the Ops Dojo gets involved, and at this point, I was they finally got the lights on. Everything was starting to progress into something that was enjoyable to watch, and then the Ops Dojo gets involved, which immediately killed it for me because I'm like, this
Three
is
independent
stupid.
wrestlers came out in t-shirts and ruined the whole match.
And for some reason, I guess they just get killed off because there's always new Ops Dojo people every week.
Well, yeah, they're getting clotheslined with chains and then they just disintegrate. It's like beating people up on a beat 'em up game. Once their health bar, once you dissipate their health bar, they just fizzle away into nothingness.
Right. And then Hanghouse fights back. That's right. I gave them a tag name.
Hanghouse.
Fight me. And then they killed Hook.
Hanghouse.
And that's how they finished the match. They murdered Hook. Listen, for it being a lights out hardcore match, it was very underwhelming. And here's what I want you guys to understand. I do not expect a pay-per-view level hardcore match on a regular TV show, but
No Joe either.
this doesn't even stand up to 50 to 60% of other hardcore matches that they've had that weren't lights out matches on regular fucking TV.
Sure.
Like, listen, again, I watched regular hardcore matches where someone took a pizza cutter to someone's face.
Yeah, we can keep that shit off TV.
And I'm not saying I need that level of stuff, but just power bombing or spine bustering somebody, or I guess we eventually got a dead eye on a slab of cement that, by the way, didn't even connect with Powerhouse Hobbs at all, which is good because that's how the move is supposed to be taken. We don't want him to die, but y'all should have just had a regular fucking tag match. That's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Just a regular fucking tag match.
Agreed.
Or at least do a better job of making it look like you're trying to murder each other.
Yeah, this was very tame.
Listen, thank goodness for people like Swerve who realized he didn't get the second chair shot on Hobbs very well. So he laid in that third one really nice. he skimmed Hobbs's back, and I like there was that thing inside of me that made me think of fucking Naya in last year's War Games match.
Oh god, and those weak ass chair shots.
And I was like, oh, from Swerve, and I was mad. And then, but then he laid in that the one right after, and I was like, oh, okay, look, that I can get by with, as long as you realized that that wasn't good enough, so you had to do it one more time. Made me happy. But yeah, so here's the thing. It wasn't as close to great hardcore match that we've even seen on TV. It was just an okay match. It was a letdown in that aspect. It's not a terrible match. Parts of it were. I could have done without the ops being involved at all.
True. I wish Joe would have been there. All the ops stuff. It was lame because Joe wasn't there.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't even have to do. He didn't even have to get involved in the match. He could have just stood on the apron and sent the fuckers down.
right. I think I would have enjoyed it more if um it was just a regular tag match and no one else got involved. That's all I got. I didn't need Joe to be a part of it. This whole thing was supposed to be a blow off for Hangman to just get his hands on Hook. That's really all it was for. It also kept Swerve busy. It kept Hobbs at least somewhat involved. But this was a whole vehicle just for Hangman to get his hands on Hook. Um,
Well, mission accomplished. Let's move on.
we won't.
So everybody can do something more meaningful.
Although, what I do hope happens out of this is I would like for next week for Hangman and Swerve to actually come out and be like, we realized we're pretty dominant together. Um, and then decide they're going to start working on the tag team division. And here's the thing, I don't want them relegated to tag team wrestling for months, but get them away from the world title scene for like 2 months, maybe 3. Um, just so we can cycle some other people through there because they just had their world title match. And I don't want to see them constantly going for it and just losing.
Well, who else do they have to go up against Max, though?
That's not up to me to decide.
I agree with that, but who else does he have?
Who better than
You give
Raven?
Kenny, you give. Oh yes, let's get Raven.
Who better
Come
than
on,
Canyon?
Flock. No one's better than Canyon. Um,
Brian
we
Cage.
just throw out
Who better than Cage?
Brian Cage. Is he still even employed there?
I believe so. He's injured. This man has been injured for so long.
Right.
He's the one guy.
'Cause Wasn't him and Archer a tag team?
He's the guy that you always forget is still technically a part of the Don Callis family.
Right, because him and Archer were tag team partners.
And now they've got him, Archer, Mark, and Doyle. That's a big, beefy fucking group right there, guys.
That's like all the big guys, other than Hobbs.
And King. Brody's a pretty big dude.
Oh, I'm like King. Who the fuck are? Oh, the guy they put a video package out for.
Oh, I forgot about that. And it didn't make my notes. See, I forgot, guys.
It was not a very good one. So
I was working during that time and really focused on trying to get shit done.
it wasn't a very good video package.
And I remember them talking about, yeah, if Bandito wins, he's gonna get the first. We know Bandito's not going to win, but if Bandito wins, he's gonna get the first world title shot. And I was like, it's not gonna happen. But I would like he's somebody you could start to move towards the world fucking title picture. He's a big, talented fucking dude.
That's a TV match. That's not a pay-per-view match.
You could build that up to be a pay-per-view match. And I think him
You would have to do a lot of work. As much as I like Brody King, he hasn't been booked very strongly on TV.
Who has?
Singles wise. MJF.
Everyone is 50-50 booked.
Mark Briscoe.
Who has? 50-50. Keep going.
John Moxley.
Okay, he's not been 50-50. He's like the one outlier, but he is also the workhorse of AEW.
You've got 100 some fucking people under the roster. You shouldn't even need a workhorse.
You shouldn't, but he is. That man.
No, he has stepped up every time they have needed him.
And
the sad part is they have needed him a lot.
And
it's exhausting.
And he's still putting on really good fucking matches. And I love him being involved with this Continental shit because guess what? We've gotten to see him wrestle as just himself. And it's been enjoyable.
You know what? We could have gotten that anyways if they would have just beat him up and kicked him out of the fucking thing.
You're right. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying it's been nice not having people come out to interfere for him. Like, let him wrestle.
But why is that the one belt that gets that?
Listen, we'll talk more about the stupid situation with the belts later. Because that belt shouldn't exist. But you know what? While it does, I'm going to take what wins I can.
It's not even a win.
It is. We get to see him wrestle without interference. That's a fucking win.
No, that's...
Stop being an old man
stupid
yelling
looking.
at clouds, you fucking bastard.
No.
Take what wins you can get.
They are fewer and far between.
Yes. Look, we just had a very mediocre show that, by the way, was still better than Raw. And
Yeah. What do you mean you didn't have any? You missed the you didn't miss the Demogorgon graphics and the fucking
No.
insane advertising?
look, I got to watch CEO flipped upside down. That's all that matters. That's the only upside down I need.
That's true.
All right, but yeah, so that was Dynamite, and it was a good show. Not a good show. It was an okay show.
It was fine. Next
Um,
week should be better.
Hopefully, because next week is their mini pay-per-view. That's not really a pay-per-view.
It's Maximum Carnage.
Be on the lookout later today for another video that we're also going to do after recording this, where we get to talk about contracts and championships. That is on the horizon. And there's a specific reason and quotes that I will be using for most of it. With that being said, we love y'all. We'll talk to y'all next time. Deuces.
Later.